Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Cleveland, Ohio, it's time for Cleveland Business Radio. Now, here's your host.
Lee Cantor here, another episode of Cleveland Business Radio, and this is going to be a fun one. Today we have with us Ann Thomas with Western Reserve Distillers. Welcome, Ann.
Well, hello. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm excited to learn what you're up to. Tell us a little bit about Western Reserve Distillers. How you serving folks?
So Western Reserve Distillers is Ohio's only certified organic distillery. We're located in Lakewood, Ohio, so we're just a few minutes from downtown Cleveland.
So now talk about the backstory. What got you into the distillery business?
We got into the distillery business when my husband decided that he wanted to get out of the corporate world. And we decided that craft distilling was going to be the retirement plan. So we decided to jump on that bandwagon, learn as much as we could, thought that organic was the way to go. And so 6 years later, here we are.
So now, when that was the plan, was that something you were like, oh, finally, this is exactly what I've been looking for?
To be totally honest, I had no idea what a craft distillery was. So when he came to me with the idea, I at first thought he was just kind of brainstorming ideas of what he wanted to do next. So I said, oh, good luck with that. But he was actually serious, came back to me with business projections, how we could do it, how we could make it work, explained to me what a craft distillery was. So then I did get on board. And like I said, we had to learn everything. I had never, done anything in this category. He worked for a large corporation, so he knew a little bit about the market, and I had no idea. So all of it was new to me. So, but it was fun. I mean, jumping in and learning the nuances of it, it's really kind of a fun category.
Well, why don't you educate our listeners, for those who aren't familiar, what do you distill?
We distill every type of distilled spirit you could think of. So we have two types of vodka. We have a corn vodka and a spelt vodka. We have two gins made from those two vodkas. So we have a corn-based gin and a spelt-based gin. We then have rum made from a dark organic molasses. We also now in November, we launched two agave spirits. So we have a Blanco and a Repo. And we also have a full line of bourbons and whiskeys.
So now, why was it important to be organic?
We're grandparents, and we're at that age or that stage in our lives where we've always been probably a little more conscientious of the environment than probably even our parents were. But you start thinking about the world around us and what we're leaving for not just our child's generation, but then for his children's generation. So what we put out into the environment, what's already in the environment, what can we do to help clean it up? So looking for some working partnerships of people who already also had that in mind, trying to, keep our carbon footprint low, trying to, keep chemicals into the environment low, into, you don't want any more going into the waterways, into the ground. Again, thinking about our granddaughter, her children, the generations to come.
So that was important. And then it became a matter of finding the farming partners that also kind of was on the same page as you.
Yes. And we found a farming partner in West Salem, Ohio. So he's about 75 miles from our distillery. He's actually been farming organically for about 40 years. So back when...
Before it was cool. He was doing it before it was cool.
Exactly. So about, I'm going to say many years before most people even knew what organic farming was, he was farming organically. And so we learned a lot from him. His crops are all heirloom seed stock. He hasn't had chemicals in his ground. He has owned 1,400 acres. So he hasn't had overspray from other farms. Through him, as I said, we've learned so much about what heirloom seed stock is, the ground, how clean his land is. From that point, we also learned the organic process, which for us, we also we have to clean our equipment organically. We have to use organic pest control. 95% of our ingredients for everything that we produce has to be organic, and the other 5% has to be ingredients that are approved for organic production. Our barrels even are approved for organic products. So we use a cooperage in Lebanon, Kentucky that actually started in Canton, Ohio. And then in the 80s moved to Lebanon, Kentucky, during the big bourbon boom, so that they could be in the thick of things. So we take things a step farther even, and we are actually certified by the USDA organic certifying department as well. So not just Ohio, but the USDA.
Now, when you were getting into this business, it seems like for people who aren't have been around it for their whole lives, it seems very difficult to make one kind of type of spirit. But to do the variety that you do, how do you attack something like that in terms of getting the right flavor profile to get it to taste, good, to not only taste good, but to taste good enough so people buy it? I mean, it seems like a lot of moving parts when you're trying to tackle that many beverages.
So, fortunately for craft distillers, we do everything in small batches. So if you have a recipe, you go through your fermentation, you do your distillation, and at the end, it tastes horrible. While you lose a few $1,000s, you're not losing it on such a large scale. You cringe at the amount that's going down the drain, and then you have to start over. My husband has a mechanical and chemical engineering degrees behind him. So he really can work and rework recipes before we get too far into the end product. But there have been times that what's come off the end has not been good, and it gets watered down and poured down the drain. But it is a process of working and then reworking. But again, with his scientific background, he's able to put the recipes together in such a way that, you kind of know going into it that these ingredients together should work. And then using the equipment that we have as well, you can change the amount of heat that you put on it, the amount that you're cooling it. So you can use your equipment to help adjust what's coming off as the end result as well.
And that not only is it working, it's you guys have won awards.
We've just started winning awards. So we have won awards for a 14-year bourbon, won double gold for World Spirits Competition in 2019, an 8-year bourbon for won gold in the same competition. Just recently, our agave spirits were given the Brand of Promise Gold nominations from Tequila Aficionado for both those products and package design. And we just recently won awards at the San Francisco World Spirits tasting competitions. We silver for those. We won silver on our spelt vodka, and we won bronze for our 4-year bourbon and our gin and our rum. Our rum won a gold medal at the World Spirits competition in 2019. So we're sending them off and getting good results. So it was just 3 years this year that we opened the door. So we're pretty excited.
Now, as part of the business, it's not just kind of the spirits, right? You have classes, you have events, you even have a restaurant.
Yes. So we have an on-site restaurant, full service, called the Distillery, that, has American fare, American food style, excuse me, a full bar. At the bar, though, because we do make the full line of spirits, you will only find handcrafted cocktails made with our spirits. And we do have several classes and events that we do throughout the week. We'll do Master Margarita classes. We do couples in bourbon. We'll do mixology classes. Once in a while, we'll throw in, we call them like whiskeys of the world, and we'll do Scotch classes, or we'll do Irish whiskey classes. We'll do a Blanton's tasting class. We'll do E.H. Taylor classes. So we do, fun events, and then we'll throw in a little bit of education as well.
Well, why don't you educate our listeners on how to make a good margarita? Any tips and tricks?
The best margarita is a classic margarita. You have your 2 ounces of Western Reserve Distillers organic agave spirit, some fresh lime, freshly squeezed lime juice, a little bit of simple syrup, pour it all in a shaker with some ice, shake it all up, pour it in a glass, and enjoy.
Good stuff. Well, congratulations on all the success. If somebody wants to check you out, is it in person available, or is the restaurant open?
It is. So the restaurant is open Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday through Thursday, we open at 4. Fridays, we open at 2. And Saturdays, we open at noon. Mondays, we've started opening the bar at 5. And if you wanted to purchase our products in Ohio, you can go to our ohlq.com. Everyone can go to our website, and we do have an online partner that we work with. So if you're not in Ohio, we do have somebody who can ship to you.
And the website is Western Reserve Distillers with an S.com.
Yes.
Well, Ann, congratulations on all the success. You're doing such important work in the community, and we appreciate you.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
All right, this is Lee Cantor. We will see you all next time on Cleveland Business Radio.